If you've ever been accused of being too right-handed in your golf swing and you're a right-handed golfer, stick around and we'll explain why that may not be the case when it comes to your golf swing. Hey, this is Alex Fisher for this month's tip. If you want to stick around, I'm going to show you how to compress the ball better and how to use your trailing arm properly when it comes to your golf swing. Okay, so let's get to it. So what does it mean by being too right arm dominant if you're a right-handed golfer? Well, that's actually not the case. A lot happens with your right arm when it comes to your golf swing. Not only does it influence your swing plane in terms of getting too steep or too flat, but when it comes to compressing, we really need to use our right arm or our trailing arm when it comes to the idea of taking a divot. So when we think about it in the golf swing, as you're taking the golf club back, your trailing arm should be nice and soft at address. If you're locking that arm out at address, chances of you being able to compress the ball is going to be really, really slim. So as we're taking the golf club back, obviously our trailing arm needs to bend as we're going back. There's a critical point on your downswing where your trailing arm, your right arm, is going to straighten out, and that's when the club reaches its lowest point. So again, the most critical point is when your left arm and your right arm are fully extended at the same time. That's the point that the club's reached its lowest point in the swing. So if you have any tension in this trailing arm, the chances of you being able to get the club into the ground and compress is going to be really, really tough. So what I want you to do is, first off, almost kind of feel like it's a throwing motion with your trailing arm. If I go ahead and just drop a ball down here in front of me, what I want to do is get the feeling as I'm coming down here that I'm driving down with my weight shifting to my front foot, but I need to feel like my trailing arm is actually throwing something down into the ground there. If I'm coming down and this trailing arm is stiff, the likelihood that I'm not going to have the leverage that I need to create that compression with my golf club. So what I want to do though is make sure that when I am throwing this down, that I'm not throwing it down back here. That would mean that I'm actually extending that arm too soon, and then I'm making the low point of the swing happen too early. So I want to get the feeling of just being able to go from here and feel like I'm actually extending as my hip's turning, but I'm throwing the club or throwing the ball out in front of me like so. And when you've done that, what I want you to do then is just get that same feeling, but this time obviously holding a golf club. So what I'll do here is I'll make some small swings, and I want to feel like I'm throwing the club into the ground. Now, if I'm grabbing the ground a little bit too soon, that means that my weight is staying back and I'm not transferring my weight soon enough. So I need to make sure that as I'm doing this, that I'm compressing, but I'm compressing in a way that's getting my weight forward and the divots happening ahead. So when somebody tells you that you're being too right arm dominant when it comes to your golf swing, you need to ignore that. That's simply not the case. We actually need our trailing arm, our right arm, to be really active and aggressive in terms of driving down and have that leverage. So if you do that, guarantee your ball striking is going to improve and you'll start compressing the ball a lot better. Thanks for checking out this video.